엄마 책 읽어줘.
The Prince and the Beggar. In a very big kingdom, a child was born. The child's name was Prince Edward. Prince Edward received everyone's love and grew up happily. The day that Prince Edward was born, a baby was also born to a poor family. That baby's name was Tom. Because Tom's household was so poor, he slept on stable straw and was hungry every day. Time passed, and Prince Edward and Tom were 13 years old. Prince Edward had plenty of everything, but he felt fed up with life in the palace. Prince Edward, it's time to study history. Every day, studying. One day, while walking around the palace, the prince heard a loud noise. What kind of place does that beggar think this is, coming in here like this? The prince got closer and saw a boy being chased out by the guards. What way is that to behave towards a poor child? You must take the child in. The prince took the child into the palace and treated him to some food. I'm Edward. What's your name? I'm Tom. Tom, what do you do every day? I run around on mountains with my friends and also swim in the river. Wow, that sounds great. I wish I could live freely like you. What do you mean? I'm jealous of you, Prince. If you get to live in a nice palace like this and eat delicious food, you must want for nothing. Then shall we swap our clothes? As the prince and Tom dressed in each other's clothes and looked in the mirror, they were shocked. We look so similar, we could be twins. How about we try swapping lives, just for one day? You'll be the prince in this palace. I'll be the beggar outside. The prince put on Tom's clothes and left the palace excitedly. He had an exciting day and then went back to the palace. But as he tried to enter the palace, the guards blocked his way. This little beggar, what kind of place does he think this is, coming here like this? Because of you, the prince got angry with us last time. The guards escorted the beggar away from the palace. What are you doing? I'm this nation's prince. I'm Edward, I tell you. However, the guards didn't even pretend to listen. The prince, who had been chased to the road, cried out to the people around him. I'm this nation's prince. Quickly, take me to the palace. However, the people passing by made fun of him. Looks like that beggar has finally lost his mind. He says he's the prince, ha 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 ha. The prince ran away from the people who were making fun of him, and he started to wander around the town. He slept outside on the road and looked around at the hungry people. I thought that all the people lived comfortably. There are so many people living difficult lives. On the other side, Tom, who was wearing the prince's clothes, was so happy he didn't know what to do. He lay on a soft bed and ate his fill of delicious foods. But after a while, when the prince didn't return, he began to get more and more fed up. I thought it would be great living as a prince, but it's not that good. So he told the servants that he wasn't the prince, but they didn't believe him. One day the king died, so Tom, had to become king in his place. And the day that Tom would become king arrived. The servants were putting the crown on Tom's head when suddenly the palace doors crashed open and someone came running in. "Wait! I'm the real prince! I'm Edward!" As Edward, dressed in beggar's clothes, cried out, everyone in the palace was shocked. Just as the guards were about to kick Edward out, Tom cried out, "Stop! That's the real king!" Tom placed the crown on Prince Edward's head, and they both returned to their original places. Edward, who became king, looked after the people better than any other king.